the edge of the dark forest stood an abandoned house. Its crumbling walls and cracked windows seemed like dead eyes watching anyone who dared to approach. No living being dared to enter this house, stories of which were whispered among the inhabitants of the small village that lay a few miles away. One evening, when the sun was almost hidden behind the horizon, me, Max, and my friends, Misha and Lisa, gathered at the bar. We had heard many stories about that house, and the idea began to loom maniacally in our heads. And under the cover of night, under the influence of alcohol and youthful maximalism, we decided to go to it and unravel its mysteries. Our way into the forest was hampered by darkness and thick foliage hiding the path. As soon as we approached the house, the winds began to whistle through the woods like the voices of spirits trying to dissuade us, but we ignored it. Misha, wielding a torch, opened the door of the house, emitting a blinding light inside. The room appeared abandoned and mottled with cobwebs. Dusty furniture and tattered wallpaper emphasized the desolation of the place. The walls seemed pierced with many strange drawings and inscriptions done in red paint. They seemed to be symbols of some kind, but we couldn't figure them out. As we looked around the house, I got the strange feeling that someone was watching us. Suddenly, there was a rustle in the room, and we turned around. A grim figure dressed in black appeared on the wall above the door we had just entered. We shrieked and rushed to the door, but it was closed. The figure slowly approached, and when the light of the lantern, Misha's lantern, shone on its face, my heart sank. It was the face of a woman, but it was disfigured with distorted features, and the fire of madness burned in her eyes. She began to whisper something in some incomprehensible language, and we were paralyzed with fear. Suddenly, she swung her hand and the whole room began to shake, just danced in the air, and we felt as if the ground had gone out from under our feet. And then something terrible happened. Our bodies began to rise in the air as if we were toys in the hands of some powerful force. We screamed, begged for mercy, but the figure continued to whisper its incomprehensible incantations. Everything around us seemed distorted and unreal, and suddenly, with the same sudden movement that started this nightmarish scene, it was over. We fell to the floor, instantly regaining consciousness. The house was as abandoned as it had been before, and no figure was there. We ran outside, shivering with fear and exhaustion. On the way back to the village, we realized that we would never be able to solve the mysteries of the house and the dark figure that had frightened us. We promised ourselves never to return to that house again and never to tell anyone about our terrible adventure. But none of our lives have been the same since. We left a part of ourselves in that house, and it will always be a part of our nightmarish past.